I wish I never knew now what I never knew then. My old friend, tell me where did the years go, my old friend? Like dry tears or melted snow, it sure is good to see you again, my old friend. Some say we were too young, well I guess for some, yeah we might have been. Well, how were we to know just how it all would end? My old friend, tell me where have the years gone, my old friend? Like scattered leaves upon a lawn, it sure is good to see you again, my old friend. It sure is good to see you again, my old friend. Now time goes by so fast, you turn around, it's past, it won't be back again. We're using phrases like back in the day and way back when. My old friend, as you roll west across the plains, my old friend, yeah, the rest of us remain here in Kings County until you come home again, my old friend. But it sure is good to see you again, my old friend, my old friend.
No.
Why don't we do a take two?
Wait a minute, let's start again. Hello.
Hi, this is Ron Vodry.
This is Alex Nussbaum.
This is Jason Fraser.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Hey, this is Ray Zwicker.
All right, world. My name is Cal Post.
Guys, this is Christina Walkinshaw.
This is Eddie Delaseppe.
This is Adrian Spencer.
My name is Timo.
And you're listening to the Julien Dionne
You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Who am I talking to? What am I doing?
Julien Dionne Comedy Hour.
You're listening to the... fuck some...
Comedy Hour. See, I took the word out comedy. Changes the meaning completely, doesn't it?
Dazing. Not really, I'm overworking, but dazing. The holidays. Happy holidays. You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
And aren't we all?
Now broadcasting live and totally uncensored, from Lemon Press Studio in the beautiful Gatineau Hills.
Project. I was like half asleep on the couch and now I'm projecting.
Hey everyone, this is Christian Potenza.
This is Gay Trevor Wilson.
This is John Paul, a.k.a. the Island Hipster, hashtag hipster business.
This is Steph Tola.
Hey, this is Jake Goldsby.
This is Sky Wallace.
Hey everybody, this is Erica Sigurdsson, aka Ricky Siggs.
Okay, hello. Hi.
This is Howard Wagman.
Hey, this is Peter Anthony, the PA system.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Some people that's my rap name.
This is Jen Grant and you're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Show. You and me belong, just like the flowers, laughing all day long. People I need to lose, sing a little song, then take a shower. Julien Dionne. It's a show. It's not an hour, it's a show. It's okay.
ladies.
A waste of time.
Welcome.
A beautiful waste of time.
Oh, gosh.
A waste of time.
Welcome to the Julien Dionne Show. Yeah.
I went to school.
We are live on a Monday morning, Monday, October 19th. Yeah, we're back, baby. Hot level. I'm just trying to figure out the road levels.
It's such a beautiful
2, 3.
waste of time.
Welcome to the Julien Dionne Show.
A waste of time.
All right, let's tone it down a notch. I'm just trying to find out the road levels. Yes, we are, of course, broadcasting to you. That's right, you from Lemon Press Studios in the beautiful Atlantic bubble. Good morning. Yes.
Ooh, I was expecting you to say the Gatineau Hills.
Hi.
The Atlantic bubble has a nice sound to it.
Oh, it does sound pretty damn sweet. It tastes sweet. That's right, coming at you from the road, from a trailer, a camper, a camping trailer in the middle of the woods in New Brunswick. Live on a Monday morning. We've been off for a long time. Jen Grant is with us. Good morning, Jen.
Well, good morning.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, snap.
Off camera again. Gabe, by the way. Hold on. Sigida. We'll always get our Sigidas. And I can see you, too. Usually I can't see you in regular Lemon Press Studios.
You're welcome.
Yeah, something just happened as I looked at you. Something moved. Waste of time. All right. It's dark. But we're in a dark trailer. It's a Monday morning.
Shades are down.
Shades are down.
We're all tucked in
We're
here.
tucked. It's 7 a.m. Eastern, which it's 8 a.m. for us. We're doing the show. We were able to sleep in a little bit this morning, a little bit late.
Yeah.
It's nothing has changed, but for us, we changed time zones. So sweet. Here we go. And yes, we are day 4 of a 14-day self-isolation, heavy government-sanctioned quarantine.
Yeah, we were taking that very, very seriously.
Very seriously. By the way, so our last show was on October 7th.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So what is that? 11 days ago.
12 days, yeah.
12 days. And we're back. By the way, let us know in the comments where you're from. Good mornings. Let us know what's up. Lockdown version 2.0. We're in it. This is wave 2, baby.
Yep.
Which is why all of the measures are here. We left our red zone.
You know, a lot of... Oh.
We were in a red zone and we left.
And a lot of you might be saying, well, that's not really right to leave the red zone and then go to like such a pristine province. However, we are able to solve. A lot of people can't isolate completely for 2 weeks,
right.
And that's what prevents a lot of people from coming here. And you know what? I have to hand it to the New Brunswick people because people follow rules here, it seems.
Not only that.
And they're very strict.
That's the thing. They're
entering.
super strict of the border because in the first wave of the pandemic, of the lockdown 1, you know, we live in Wakefield, Quebec, which is a border town, which is borders with Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were roadblocks. Like they had the borders closed in between provinces. They weren't always there. Sometimes, you know, you drive by, there's nothing. Other times, they just ask you, what's your business in Ottawa? And then you'd go in or vice versa. But in New Brunswick, I have to say, first of all, we thought, so when we crossed the border, there was nobody. We just crossed. And I'm like, oh, maybe there's no checkpoint.
Oh, yeah, right.
As it's happened, again, we've lived through the Ontario-Quebec border being closed in Ottawa. So, and again, sometimes they weren't there. So we drive through, we cross the New Brunswick border from Quebec in Edmundston, and there's nothing. And we're like, oh, maybe they just weren't there. That was easy. And we were, you know, they're strict because you have to register a couple days before, up to 5 business days before. You have to register online your reasons for traveling, and then they can approve or not approve it. And then from there, if they approve it, you have to have supporting documents. And again, me thinking, well, you know, it's in the middle of nowhere. You're in the woods, basically, when you're crossing. How are they going to check things? Well, so we crossed the border into New Brunswick. nothing. Just keep going, bombing down the highway. But before the first exit, there's a tractor trailer scale, which is an exit. And so you're diverted all these cones. So you have to go in the scale area. And then they have all these lanes and these white tents set up. And people with iPads come to your car. They take your number, your registration number, and then it pops up your application. And then it shows the reason that you are traveling to New Brunswick, infiltrating the Atlantic bubble. And then they ask for your supporting documents. And they were pretty strict, like for us. You know, we own property here, so we had to show all that kind of stuff, and got through and felt so good. It's kind of one of those things where you know you can't go, you want to go even more. It's the hard to get thing. New Brunswick has been playing hard to get with us. We were last year in March, and so it had been a while. I've never not spent at least a week or two in the summer. This was the first summer not being here, but we made it. We've infiltrated your Atlantic bubble. If you're watching from the Atlantic bubble and you're thinking, why don't, you know what? We're in. It's too late.
And also, we're really taking it seriously.
Yeah, obviously, we're in a. I wish I could show around the room. We're in a trailer, and by the way,
cute.
I have to say it was very cute. Shout out to my sister Sophie and my brother-in-law Matt. This is their trailer that they've set up for us.
Yeah.
We just rolled into a welcoming committee, a fridge full of beer and cupboards full of food. Very lucky. Also, I just want to address this real quick. Two things. Quick business out of the way. Pre-show month. Mike Plume month continues with a pre-show spin. That was my old friend from their from Mike Plume Band 2018 album, Born by the Radio. Check that out. And also Jen, by the way, was given the option to be on camera because the camera agrees with her, as you know.
Thanks, Jules.
And you chose not to be on camera. You wanted to. So we traveled. We brought the full studio. By the way, if the board is here, the thing.
I feel like
we've
it's
got the logo. We've got the picture. By the way, I should also mention this. Still in the frame of keep business. We are live on YouTube. The Julien Dionne Show channel, and on Facebook.com/Julien Dionne Show. Also on Twitch, Dailymotion, and Periscope. And then available on demand wherever you get your podcasts. Broadcasting to you live from the woods. What were you going to say? Talking about, we were just saying that you chose not to be on camera.
Well, I feel like it's been so long now that I haven't been on camera that I kind of want to hold out for our new studio and have like the proper camera. Because it's a little bit vain, but I don't know. I just didn't want the camera to be like this weird angle, and then it just catches like the side of me, and it's silly. But I've held out this long. I might as well hold out for like the real good money shot.
And we are money shot. Yes, those are for our premium listeners. Subscribe at JulienDionneShow.xxx for the money shot. No, anyway, so you chose not to be on camera, so you're lounging on the couch.
I'm in my usual
starting
position.
your day. Yeah, usual position, usual attire.
Yeah, and I also wanted, I really like my couch position.
Yeah.
So I was just,
I like your couch position, too.
I like it. And, and just so you know, normally I'm really quick on the comments, but because we're in a
did we not say that?
Great Wi-Fi area right now, it may be a delay, but we will respond to them. We might not do it live.
All of the no, we'll do it live. The comments are live. It's just we might not address them on the show live because there's a little bit of delay, but we are
that's what I meant to say.
Responding to the comments in real time. So of course, let us know where you're watching from, what you're doing. Of course, good morning to all of our regulars. Guten Morgen in Germany. We're huge in Germany.
Oh, gosh.
And
I should look up the word for huge
Heike,
in Germany.
Silka.
Anybody,
And good morning to Miller. Good morning to everybody watching.
Good morning,
Doug.
Laura.
Yes.
And Josh.
We're back.
And
Josh.
all our friends.
All of the regs. Anyway, so we're here. We're in broadcasting to you live from the woods in New Brunswick. We just had a trip. Can we talk about it? We had a family trip. It was It was of imperative importance. Nothing more important than this trip. We would not travel.
Oh my gosh.
I really wish we could get into why we traveled.
When can you?
I think soon.
Why not now? And I are both terrified to fly. We both hate it, okay?
While I have
Hate
I've talked about this at length.
Yeah.
To the point where I feel like the more I talk about it, I am going to manifest a plane crash
Okay,
in my
so
life.
we'll stop talking about
I
it.
know. We have to
But-
stop talking
no, but
about it
I-
because I'm freaking out.
I want to emphasize that, like, under normal circumstances, I avoid going on a plane.
Normal,
unless I
let alone
absolutely
a
have to.
pandemic. Let alone
alone.
a pandemic with an
Yeah.
airborne contagion.
Oh yeah, and it's not pleasant to fly, and the only way that I would ever fly anywhere is if it was a one-way, or I mean, not one-way, a
got
direct,
one ticket to paradise.
like
we're-
a one,
Sorry.
like a direct flight. There's absolutely no way that I would ever have a connection, especially in like a major city where there's a lot of cases, etc. I'm really scared. And I have to say, literally, and I'm not even kidding, this trip that we just made was so incredibly important that there's pretty much no other reason I would ever get on a plane, no matter what the circumstances were, except for this situation. It
Mhm.
was huge, and I can't wait to tell everybody about it. Well, you're going to be telling them about it because it's related to me, but it's really directly related to you, and I was there as your supportive partner. Oh.
I want you to keep talking about how you wouldn't travel in regular circumstances.
I wouldn't travel unless it was really, really important. You see, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of getting in a vehicle that goes in the sky. Can you call it a vehicle?
Yeah, it is a vehicle,
Oh,
of
it's
course.
a vehicle. And people say that's a phobia.
Mm.
And I'd like to challenge them and say, you know what? I think it's a very reasonable fear to be scared about being in a vehicle you have no control over.
Go ahead, Jenny.
Tens of thousands of feet in the air. And if anything were to happen, you would crash and die. Okay?
All right, I'm getting nervous just listening
I
to
know. Well, I don't even like being in high buildings.
Um,
You're better. I think you're better at the music storytelling.
Oh,
also,
I
feel
don't
like
have
on
incense.
camera. Yeah.
Right, it works
We need
better.
to get. Oh, we should get some fake cigarettes.
we should get an incense thing for the thing.
What about a fake cigarette or like a fake cigarette?
So, yeah.
Don't they have healthy ones?
Maybe. Yeah, they have. One time someone
I'm gonna order
I
some.
knew worked on a movie set, and they had movie cigarettes, which are just like herbal cigarettes. They're
I'm gonna
like
get you
there's no
some.
nicotine. You can just like huff. But if you're not if you're not getting a head rush or high from it, what's the point?
Oh, I know.
By the way,
The point is, you could do a great sketch with it.
thank you.
Welcome.
So you're liking the new setup, obviously. You're all cozy over
Oh
there.
my gosh, so cozy.
I
How
know.
are you liking it?
I'm loving it, and I'm really noticing that we're in a trailer when we record because we have to turn off the heat and everything, and already it's colder. So we did go on a crazy trip. Can I
Yep.
say?
Yep.
So again, under under normal or other circumstances, we wouldn't usually just be gung ho to travel during a pandemic. I mean, we'd be gung ho to travel usually, but
Also, the tickets were non-refundable.
right. So we went to in the last week, and it's crazy when you travel and you have these travel days because it just eliminates days from the calendar because it just flies by. So because I feel like in a totally different world. If you're watching this right now and it feels like Monday to you, congratulations. For me, it feels like the second Thursday of the month.
I was just gonna say Thursday.
It's always Thursday where it almost feels like the weekend, so you're kind of loose, but you still have a day left, so you're kind of not.
I actually like Thursdays.
Yeah, Thursdays are great. Anyway, you heard it here first, everybody. The Julien Dionne Show with Jane Grant. Thursdays
Thursday and
are
Saturday.
great.
Thursday and Saturday are the best days. Go.
Anyway, so we went from, we left Wakefield, Quebec. We flew to Calgary, direct flight, and then we drove from Calgary to Penticton, and then Apex Mountain. So we went Ottawa to Calgary, drove Calgary to Penticton, which is an 8-hour drive, and spent a long weekend in the mountains, Apex Mountain. And then, in fact, that was Thanksgiving weekend, and then on last Monday was our last day at Apex, and we got stuck in a blizzard, a foot of snow from Sunday afternoon to Monday morning. It just blizzard. So
and
we
people
were
are
stuck.
Probably not believing you right now.
Well, it's not. There's a difference. A blizzard on flat lands is one thing. A blizzard in a mountain, when you have to get off of it, is a whole other thing, because then there's the road down, the winding road, the turns and curves and death cliffs. They're nothing but death cliffs. You look to your right, death cliff. Look to your left, death cliff. By the way, I messed up that one. I looked to my right when I said left and vice versa. But so we were stuck in Apex Mountain, which is just 30 minutes from Penticton, but you're over 6,000 feet above sea level there. So in Penticton, which is about 4,000 feet above sea level, no snow. It was just kind of a light rain, mild day, like 11 or 12 degrees Celsius. Apex Mountain up there. I sound like Don Cherry. Apex Mountain up there, you people, snowing. You snowflakes. Anyway, we were stuck on the mountain, so then we slid down, and then there was a tractor trailer across the road. It doesn't even seem real what we went through. So we slid down the mountain for like 15 minutes, and then it was just like literally a line and then dry pavement. Got out of there, drove back another 8 hours to Calgary, flew Calgary to Ottawa, spent the day home in Wakefield in the beautiful Gatineau Hills, hey. And then last Thursday, drove from Wakefield to New Brunswick here at an undisclosed location. We won't reveal where we are. It's in the middle of the woods, somewhere in the province of New Brunswick. And so we covered so much ground, so many provinces, so much mileage. Then we get here, we're in isolation mode. And it's been great. We spent a lot of time with my parents, which has been fun.
Yeah.
I've
nice
also
people, such nice people.
Yeah, they're the best. My
Salt of
parents,
the earth.
they're both reading this book. I think you put them onto this book called Proof of Heaven.
Yeah.
Which is about this neurologist, neuroscientist kind of neurosurgeon. Okay, so he's full science, whatever. Has a coma for whatever reason. I didn't read the book. Slips into a coma and has this near-death experience and sees the light and all. So he wrote a book about it because he's got a science background.
More than the light, but anyways.
Yeah, I haven't read the book clearly, but the point is that's what the book is about, like the afterlife and whatever. Because you know, usually it'd be some sort of weird hippie freak writing about this, but this is a neurosurgeon who, surgeons the brain.
And in the book, he explains that when patients would tell him about their NDE, their near-death experience, he would always just kind of like be like, whatever.
Well, because he would have a scientific explanation for it, so because that's his field. But he experienced this and thought, oh shit, there's way more to this than what science dictates. So he wrote a book about it. Well, which is all great and everything, and I'm going to read the book eventually. But the problem is, now my parents just think people will just slip into comas at any time, like at any given time.
Makes you scared.
Yeah. Like, so we're on this trip.
Because in the book, when he goes in a coma, his wife, he had said he had a headache or something, and then his wife was concerned about him, but he's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm fine." And then he slips into this coma, even though she saw the signs.
Yes.
And should have paid attention to.
So he goes into a freak coma and then writes this book and this whole thing. So that just planted the seed into my parents' head that comas are just like easy to come by.
Easy to come by.
Maybe that's why they're called comas. They're easy to coma by.
Oh my god.
That's dumb. I know. You're giving me you're giving me more than usually. Usually you wouldn't give me much on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's weird looking at you.
I know.
Maybe for tomorrow's show we'll put a blanket here. Because there's something fun about just hearing you in my head, like
I know
without
what you mean.
You know what I mean? It's nothing personal.
See, I'm used to looking at you just through a screen, so I'm used to it, and I like it.
But I just like, I don't know, I like kind of just answer. I like just answering to the voice in my head rather than have a conversation with you.
Okay.
That sounds awful. Anyway, in this condo that we had at Apex Mountain, I'm like in the hot tub, and as you know, I've talked about on the podcast before, I'm a huge Wim Hof guy and do these breathing exercises as often as I can. I like to say every day, but it's not every day.
As much as you can.
Yeah, and so I'm in the hot tub, just doing these breathing exercises at Apex Mountain, and it's a beautiful morning, and it's snowing out there, and the door is behind me, like I'm sitting in the hot tub. The door to get into the what do you call it? The cabin, the condo, is behind me, and so I'm conscious of that. But I'm doing these breathing exercises. Then I just hear the door swing wide open, and my dad, Jules. Like a full alarm, urgency in his voice. I'm like, yeah, what? He's like, oh, I was just checking it. You're right. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I was just doing these breathing exercises. He closes the door and he goes on his. So then I finish and I go inside. I'm like, what was? You okay? What's wrong? He goes, yeah, I thought you were in a coma, sitting up. He thought I was in a coma, sitting up, holding my body up in a hot tub with my eyes closed. I just slipped into this.
Oh my goodness!
And I was having an NDE.
Don't throw it around as if that's what you always say.
Anyway, so anyway, we get to New Brunswick finally after all this traveling, and I can tell my mom's still in this mindset of just people being.
She read the book after him.
Right. So then we're walking in the woods. We were on a lot of We have a lot of land here, we're on like a 500-acre farm, and so we go out for walk in the woods, and we're in the woods, and I'm in front, and then Jen and my mom, and then my dad behind us, and we're walking, and then I'm keeping a good pace because I want the reason we're walking is to get a workout. So I'm like a good pace going. All of a sudden we can't see my dad, so of course my mom's like, he must be somewhere in the forest slipping into a coma. So she turns around. I could just see her face. She's like, Jerry, and then she starts walking and I'm like, oh my God, they need to read books about people just living life.
You know what is interesting? This is a bit of a callback for what you said about the flight, how you keep talking about how scared you are and it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I like this because the more you, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with joking about this because if you joke about it, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know the other day, it was like first thing in the morning. He was reading, your dad was reading the cover of my book. It's one of those, those journals you can buy at Chapters or Indigo.
Yeah.
Where it says like a nice, inspiring thing on the cover. And it's a really beautiful notebook that says on the front, this is the beginning of anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Or something special. I can't even remember.
This is the beginning of anything you want.
Something like that. This is the beginning of anything you dream of or whatever. I should probably know.
Yeah.
What is it? Haven't you
This
seen
is
it?
the beginning of everything you want?
Of anything you want. What is it?
I don't know.
Anyway, so he was trying to read it. He was probably like, what is that? But he was, standing up looking down as if he was looking down at his feet. But for long enough. But when you're tired and you just woke up, he hadn't even had a sip of coffee yet.
Yeah.
And then your mom was like, Jerry? Are you okay? And he's like, whoa, almost spilled his coffee. I just want to mention also that at the end of the weekend when it snowed, it was the perfect ending to an extremely surreal weekend as it was.
Weekend,
so,
yeah.
One of those times where you're doing so much traveling, especially I think it felt extra intense because we haven't done any traveling for so long.
Since March. We haven't left really the house.
No, I mean, I'm so scared to and cautious about going even to the grocery store, let alone flying all the way to Calgary. And can I also say that here's a tip, you guys, if you don't have to fly anywhere, do not do it. Really don't, because
it sucks.
Oh my gosh, it sucks so bad. And the thing is, on the way there, we had to split up our seats a little bit. Julien was able to sit with his parents, and then I was on my own on that other side. So he was there with the 3 seats together, and then there's the aisle, and then I'm on the next one. But I was sitting next to complete stranger, shoulder to shoulder, and he kept taking his mask off to bite his nails.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you not realize it's a pandemic, okay? Can you get over first of all, nail biting is gross anyways. Yeah. But it's a pandemic, so keep that mask on. Anyway, they do take a lot of precautions at the airport, but still, it's once you're on the plane and they take your temperature when you go on,
sucks.
and that's great and everything, but it really sucks. So I just wanted to say it to everyone: if you don't have, if you can find any way to not do it,
don't travel.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're in a trailer, day 4 of a 14-day heavy quarantine.
Yeah.
We're not leaving. We have people delivering us things. We are not leaving this trailer, which is the best. it's finally a government-sanctioned hibernation that it's an excuse to do nothing. And it's been so stressful lately with travel, even before all the travel, with the galas that that I did and the tapings and everything. And now it's just like, okay, wave 2, we're on lockdown, we're in New Brunswick, hanging out with my parents a lot, like I said. They're constantly concerned about comas, going in and out of comas. We go for walks with them every day. I love going for walks with my parents. I love going in the woods with my dad because it reminds me of being a kid. We just follow
so
him.
great.
And shows him. And this is great too. He to this day has the enthusiasm. Anytime he sees deer or moose tracks, a glee comes over him as if they are the tracks of a yeti or a unicorn. Every time.
They might as well be. When do you ever see them? They're here, but no one ever sees them.
Well, yes, but the concept of deer and moose I understand, and I don't know. I'm just like, I get it. You know what I mean? At this point, but it's just I love it. We're walking. It's like everything stops. It will halt. Check out these. There's a deer or moose here 2 days ago.
You know what? I like that about. I just realized, you know.
Yeah, no, I like it too. I just mean I want to be excited. I need to find something in my life that makes me my moose tracks in my life, because my dad lights up every time he sees tracks.
I have a theory.
Go ahead.
So much has changed within your dad's lifetime. Like from the time he was a little kid to now, it's crazy. Like, do you?
Well, the only thing that's really changed is Facebook is now a thing. Go ahead.
As if so. But do you think the reason that he gets so excited about moose and deer is because that is literally what they used to sustain themselves on?
Maybe. Or I think it's just like you said, even though they're common, I mean, there's deer and moose everywhere, you just don't see them often. They're kind of mythical.
Often or ever? Like, does your dad ever see a moose?
Oh, yeah. You
An
see
actual
them.
moose? How often?
Yeah.
How often?
Okay, not often. I'd say...
how many times in his lifetime? I'm going to ask him and we'll talk about it on the show tomorrow.
I'd say, well, at least once a year you'd see a moose.
I'm going to ask him. I wonder if that's true.
Once a year on average for 74 years? Yeah.
Yeah? I'm going to ask him, see what he says.
On average, I would say one a year or one every 2 years. By the way, Gordy is his own thing right now. It's adorable.
Yeah. No, that's the kind of suspense you can expect here at the Julien Dionne show with Jen Grant.
Yeah.
Is that you're going to be like, I wonder, I'm going to tune in tomorrow because I'm wondering if Julian's dad has seen more than one moose a year in his lifetime. What was that?
I was doing an inhale.
Well, it sounded like you just saw a moose. I would love to see a moose. They're beautiful. Would they hurt me?
In September, when all they want to do is make love, yes, they would definitely hurt you.
I wonder if a female moose would call it making love.
She would probably no. She would probably call it the worst day of her life. Just get railed by a bull moose.
Railed.
Speaking of nature, did you see on Facebook? It was trending a couple times.
Found that funny. Yeah.
The mountain lion that was like attacking, or there was this hiker. I should have pulled up in Utah. I have it here on my notes. I've got notes here next to me.
Oh, someone's fancy.
A mountain lion in Utah. There's a viral video that went
viral.
Yeah, thank you. I know. I was trying to think of another word. There's a viral video that went crazy. And of a mountain lion. Did you see it?
No.
The mountain lion's like, this hiker's like, hey man, I'm just trying to get on my well, he's got a little more urgency in his voice than that, but he's just filming down like a trail, and this mountain lion's like like really like hissing and doing this thing with its paws. It's like dramatic.
Oh my god.
Very dramatic. By the way, Gordy did not react once to that. So that goes to show my mountain lion impressions are off. Anyway, so people are like, oh my god, it's crazy. And all of these publications shared this thing as the mountain lion stalking this hiker, and then someone from a conservation something, some like wildlife expert came on and said this is actually problematic. Everything's problematic now.
I know. I noticed that.
Even animal videos are now problematic. No, but he said it is problematic because the mountain lion was not stalking the person, the hiker, merely escorting it away from its cubs. Violently so, but it was escorting it. And they pointed out that if a mountain lion wanted to stalk you, you would not know that a mountain lion is stalking you.
And you probably wouldn't be able to tell the story after.
That's the whole point in stalking, is that you don't know. You don't like, oh, I'm being stalked right now. It's mountain lions are very effective in hunting, and they're big.
They probably don't waste their time.
Well, that's the
they
thing,
know
and their big thing is stealth, and their big thing is stalk. If they're gonna stalk you to hunt you and kill you, you don't know until it's like you said, it's jumping at your jugular.
Jumping at your jugular.
And so anyway,
oof.
But it just goes to show people don't really know, how animals are supposed to act, and then
hello?
What's the point of this? I don't know. The point is, if you saw that viral video, you were led to believe it was stalking it. It wasn't. It was merely escorting it away from its cub. There, this.
I have to
actually. Let me do this real quick.
Yeah,
you have to what? Go ahead.
No, I have to agree with you about how there's too many sensitive issues.
Yes. Hold on.
Too many people.
I just wanted to remind you guys that. Sorry, I totally cut you off. This episode is brought to you by mountain lions. Mountain lions will never stalk you. If they do, you won't know if they're stalking you. They're merely escorting you from their cubs. This episode of the Julien Dionne Show brought to you by mountain lions once again. Mountain lions once again. Mountain lions are here for you. Here again. If mountain lions will fuck you up, mountain lions will run amok. Mountain lions, yeah. All right. What were you saying? I like that we have the full studio set up. I was just testing it. That was just a test.
I love it. No,
By the way, it took us 3 hours to set this up. We've been up since...
You did all of the work.
3 a.m.
You did all of the work. You do all of the work for this podcast. I just insert
you just
my...
sit there on your sofa with your coffee and you think you're so good. Thanks for... By the way, let us know in the comments. What do you do?
I do the Daily Dose.
What is it that you do?
Oh, go ahead. I do the...
Daily Dose, get the news from coast to coast. Daily Dose, all your news from coast to coast.
All the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
The dance is back. The whole trailer is moving.
And I get to see the dance in
without a delay.
Real time. It's very exciting. I can see why everybody's excited about it.
Jen, before you continue with the Daily Dose, I'd like to remind you, everybody listening, that we are, of course, live on YouTube on the Julien Dionne Show channel, on Facebook at facebook.com/Julien Dionne Show, on Twitch, Daily Motion, and Periscope, and of course available on demand wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Google, both can see.
Oh, what was that little language at
Google,
the end there?
Spotify, Apple.
Apple?
Yeah.
It just made me realize, Google could have been called anything. Like, why wasn't it called Google? You just said Google.
Google. I wanted to say a quick thing. But we'll do it after the Daily Dose. I forgot to talk about it on the top. We mentioned
tomorrow.
him.
Can we save it tomorrow? For tomorrow?
Yeah, we can save it for tomorrow.
'Cause,
Tuesday morning.
Why the heck not? Here is a remember I was talking about I know we're in the Daily Dose, but whoa.
Rusty.
Remember I was saying German, the word for huge in German?
Is Haja.
This is what it is. Can you not hear that?
No.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, this is riveting radio. Oh my god.
So sorry.
Was that a burp or a snore?
Bert.
Ew.
Bert?
Why would you do that in the mic? Here, listen. Ew.
That was not in the mic.
I just heard like a subscriber leave. Here, listen. Listen to this. This is what huge is in This is the German word for
Can I
huge.
guess?
Yeah.
Huga.
No.
How about
I'm surprised you didn't say Huga. Huga.
yeah, I'll take that again. Take 2. Hugat.
No, it's not. Listen,
Jugat.
this is what it is.
Oh, enormous.
Yeah.
It's like enormous in French.
Weird, eh?
Or in English. Enorme. Enorme. Huge.
Enorme. Anyways,
It's cold in here.
okay, well, we're gonna be.
We're in a thin trailer.
Oh my God, talk about thin. That was a thin laugh. Okay, here's your daily dose for today, Monday, October 19th.
Go ahead.
Jen. This is COVID related, of course, because we're in a pandemic. You know, get off my back. This is what the news is. Whoa, defensive.
Yeah.
Of the 1,812 new cases reported in Alberta last week, 772, which happens to be 43%, have an unknown source. So there are currently 2,836 active cases in the province. So that means that 1,054 are from an unknown source. And the reason I bring this up is because you know how they're doing contact tracing and how important that is, right? And there's a lot of people that have been hired specifically for this job to try to figure out where all of this, like anyone's case came from. So if I tested positive, knock on wood, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get COVID, universe. But they would have to ask you all these questions to try to figure out where you got it from. And what they're discovering is that a lot of people don't want to talk about where they've been for the last 14 days. Not only do they not remember, I barely know what I did yesterday. Well, yes, but you know what I mean? Like, how do they get mad if you lie about it? Like, what if you're like a snobby person who wants everyone to believe that you buy the most expensive clothes and you actually went to Giant Tiger and bought your wardrobe, your fall wardrobe from Giant Tiger? Are you going to say, well, I went to Giant Tiger? But it's true. Like, what if you're...
It's weird looking at you.
What if you're like gourmet and you got all of your groceries from No Frills? Does anyone want to say, where were you on Tuesday afternoon? Oh, I was at No Frills and I buy all my meat there or something. I don't know.
Meat.
Anyway, so that's been an issue. Also, really genuinely, I think it's very difficult to remember everything you've done in 14 days. Like, I barely remember. The only reason I remember what we did yesterday was because there's only so many things you can do while quarantining. We went for a walk. But, like, even yesterday, we were talking about what we ate the day before, and none of us could remember what we ate. It's like... we wouldn't stand a chance if somebody were to ask us where we were the last 14 days. Think about it. Maybe
we know
because we went on that trip. Yeah, but
I could pretty much. Why don't we start? Well, 14 days ago, I was sitting at home in Wakefield and thinking.
I'm already bored. No offense.
Offense taken.
They say that you can also ask, like, these poor contact tracers that are working these jobs. Like, it's actually a lot of work. Like, they can do 1 to 2 people a day trying to trace what they've done for the last 14 days. And I guess a lot of people are rude to them because they're like, back off, stop like asking me about my life. And if don't get mad at them because they're just trying to do their job. I mean, one way that they said that they can find out some information is by looking at bills and receipts and stuff. So that does help. So
wow, they'll actually like really audit you if you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people's lives are being lost, so I see why they're doing that.
Yeah, you know what? When we during the first wave, lockdown version 1.0, when we were thinking about coming in New Brunswick, we were thinking about skipping the border somehow, and it's strict now. I'm all about following the rules. You do not want to. Go ahead, have that.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I was saying yesterday that I feel that, you know, when that thing happened in Campbellton,
yes,
you know, that doctor, it was so bad that everybody was just so awful to him that I think, you know, although it was like absolutely terrible for him and I feel really, really bad for him and how everybody treated him. But in some ways, for the province as a whole, it was kind of like a good thing for people to see that everybody needs to be responsible for their actions, you know?
Yeah.
And not to say he even did, I'm not saying anything specific about him because, you know, once they did some digging and investigating, people really jumped the gun and he didn't really do anything bad. So, anyway, I feel for that guy. But here is another story that's somewhat related to, well, definitely related to what's happening now. A lot of Canadians are complaining about how they weren't able to get their CRB. Well, when they apply, they get rejected like right away. And I don't know. I think it's because
They're
the
checking
challenge-
something wrong on the website or something.
Or what it is a lot of people are eligible for actual real like regular EI.
Oh,
and then
yeah, right.
other people like us who are self-employed, that's like a whole other category. But I think people are confused. But like I know it's really, really, really stressful wondering where your next, paycheck is going to come from. And so many people have been laid off or fired because of this COVID situation. Like I can't imagine what it's like with kids and you have all these bills and there was one person that was interviewed and they said that this woman, she's a mother of 2 toddlers. She said that she's never felt so hopeless because she was laid off from her job in from the airline industry and forced to borrow money from friends and family. Like that really sucks. And then to have to go online and try to figure it out, it was very stressful. However, I have to say, like, I feel for those people, but we're really lucky in Canada that we even have this as an option.
In the States, they had one stimulus check in April for $1,200. That's it. Yeah, we're lucky. I mean,
lucky.
It doesn't matter where you are politically or who you agree with. Shit. I mean, and I know some people that are like, "Oh, the government is spending too much and handing out all this free money." You know what? Most people that are saying that are not in positions where you actually are screwed.
Yeah,
like we're as comedians, we're completely fucked. We got nothing.
I know.
All of our income is dried up. I've lost, and we have lost.
A lot.
I mean, well into the 6 figures combined. Of income this year, just gone.
Yeah,
and because
we
it's
don't know what's
comedy,
gonna happen.
people don't take it seriously. They're like, well, just get a job. Actually, in Great Britain, Boris Johnson recommended. Oh shit! To hold on.
Is that your phone?
Yeah, well, because I wanted to go through a note, but I'm trying to think if I have any embarrassing pictures because I'm about to go my pictures.
Why don't you just go from your memory?
Boris Johnson has in the UK, the Prime Minister said that artists should get new careers. That's where this is headed.
Imagine a
because
life with no art.
No, but think about it. In a pandemic, you're right because it's screwed. Think about it. In a pandemic, one of the last things to come back, one of the last essential things is art. Meanwhile, the number one thing people turn to in a pandemic is art. Whether you go whether you binge something on Netflix or go on YouTube, watch your favorite musician, or go on YouTube, watch your favorite comedians, you want this content. So everybody's turning to artists to entertain them. But meanwhile, it's one of the last things to come back.
Yeah.
We're inventing this right now. We're inventing this. We're trying to make a living coming on here every morning and entertaining you. Meanwhile, we're not. But it's just like people are tuning in. People want to escape, turning to art. Even lawmakers are turning to art during this time, and then they're behind when it comes to making the laws that will pay us.
What's this Boris Prime Minister doing for his entertainment? Nothing? Like that
probably,
means no one should be a writer? Does he read books?
Probably
you know what I mean?
going on hair. I don't know. I was trying to make a haircut joke.
Like,
I'm rusty. Don't pay artists. Forget it. We're not worth it.
Even if he went to a museum, like that's a lot of museums depend on art. And anyways, it's just that's so
it's frustrating.
insane. But speaking of art, the latest episode of SNL, I don't know if you watched it, Jules.
With Bill Burr?
I don't think you did.
With Bill Burr?
No, because I think it was the one when we were away there. There was one most recently.
Didn't we get back after? Who was the host?
It had a Canadian-themed sketch, complete with references.
Who's the host?
References to Drake, Degrassi, and the CBC.
Who was the host?
Well, the musical guest was Justin Bieber. I don't know who the host was.
Oh, wasn't it? It was Bill Burr. I think no.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. The guest host.
Yeah, it was Bill Burr. No.
Issa Rae, guest host.
Oh no! Whoops!
Issa
it wasn't.
Rae played
it wasn't Bill Burr.
So Issa Rae, who's Issa Rae?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. She played a Toronto correspondent at a French-Canadian news channel in the piece titled Bonjour, Hi. Anyways, that's kind of fun.
Oh, I guess
So-
no. You know what? Sorry,
No, it's
sorry.
okay.
I'm interrupt. You're right. Traveling. You're right.
Mixed up, yeah.
The Bill Burr one was on October 10th. So what are we today? Oh yeah, just last Saturday. It's Monday. Just 2 days ago. You mean?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, I know. We're all mixed up.
Wow, time flies when you travel.
I know, it's true. She stood in front of a green screen image of Toronto's waterfront for a news channel segment called Drake Watch. And it was all about, like, where's Drake? Let's try to find Drake.
Love it.
And also there was other Jim Carrey. It was just very Canadian heavy. It was Jim Carrey was playing Joe Biden again. And
He's so good at that. It's such a good Joe
he's
Biden.
so good.
It's same as Alec Baldwin's Trump. It's
Yeah.
like if you put it side by side, it's like it doesn't look like Trump, but the essence, I don't know, he still it nails it. And Jim
Yeah.
Carrey, though, he's got the voice, he's got the serial killer psychopath smile.
I think what it is there's so much to what someone looks like beyond their actual physical looks. Like it's
Yeah.
mannerisms. It's kind of like when I don't look a lot like my sisters, some of them, but because we have the same laugh and the same mannerisms, you end up looking more like that. You
Yeah.
know, that person. But Justin Bieber was on and I watched him. There was a clip of him singing the song that he wrote, and it was actually a really sad song. It was all about how he's lonely, and even though he's really famous, and I bet you he got a lot of backlash. I mean, I can appreciate the song because
You're lonely and famous.
No, but I can imagine what that's like. Like no one, you know what sucks about Justin Bieber is like no one feels bad if he has a bad day because they're like, you're fucking Justin Bieber, who cares? You know what I mean?
And he's obviously insanely talented. I mean,
Obviously. And he sang the song and it was a really nice song, and I'm sure it must be so hard, especially for like a guy to sing a slow song.
was he just at a piano or guitar?
He was in his green room. I think I sent you the clip actually.
Oh, yeah?
But he was in the green room.
The internet here sucks. So
Yeah. He take a look at it, and we can even talk more about it tomorrow. You can look at it after. But he was in his green room, and it's all like kind of a solemn song. It's like sad, and he's talking about how lonely he is, and even though his life seems so perfect, that really it's actually a very, very hard life, and a lot of times he's really lonely, and like no one really hears him because, you know, he's a product, right? Like he's this guy who probably doesn't feel like he's genuinely respected and heard, and then he started, and he talks about in the song about how he was like you know, getting famous when he was young, and that was really hard, but like you can't complain about that to anyone. No one feels bad for you.
yeah, he's worth 200.
Yeah.
Let's see how much he's worth. No, but it's true. I mean, but the thing about he's worth $265 million. And the thing about being worth that much is that does not come with any sort of instruction manual or rule book. You just kind of like are given all this money. He's obviously insanely talented. You know what? SNL does that for performances. The first like Lady Gaga performance where it's like I was blown away was on SNL.
Yeah.
It was her second song. I don't know if it was her first ever time performing on SNL but her second song, and she was just sitting at the piano, stripped down, and it was raw, and I was like, whoa, because before that you're like, you know, Lady Gaga was just commercial pop kind of, and it's like, okay, people don't get to that point on accident. There's
That's
some talent
true.
there behind, and so props to SNL for showcasing talent like that at their rawest form. What made them
Yeah, it's true, right?
whoops, I'm all over the map. Sorry,
And I
go
think,
ahead.
No, I think it's just like I think also because they're always booking guests, right? They're probably booking a lot of people that are just like up and coming.
Yeah.
But it says here that Justin Bieber's the song is called Lonely, shows the dark side of childhood stardom, and good for him. Like I just think it's really hard I feel for guys
Thank you.
expressing
Finally.
expressing though, I feel bad for you guys because if men express they're like wimpy or whatever, and not only that, it's double for him. Like he's this famous guy that no one feels bad for. Like you can't complain. It's like when people are mad at Oprah because she's, you know, they're like, oh great, she donates, but she still has like, you know, 5 mansions. It's like, yeah, but at least she does something good with her money. Anyway, so the song, these are the words. Everybody knows my name now, but something about it still feels strange. Like looking in a mirror, and seeing somebody else, and everything is not the same now. It feels like all our lives have changed. Maybe I'm older, it'll all calm down, but it's killing me now. What if you had it all, but nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me, 'cause I've had everything, but no one's listening, and that's just fucking lonely.
Suck it up.
See?
Yes.
But how
I
do
mean,
you find a
yes, he is
genuine friend,
lonely.
though? Yeah, but how do you find a genuine friend that
He
really
must
doesn't...
buy one. I don't feel bad for Justin Bieber.
See?
Everybody feels sad and lonely, but he gets to feel sad and lonely with $265 million in the bank account. But we all feel that way. We all have moments. And if I was to wake up one morning and feel sad and write a song, be like, oh, he's sad too. We're all, so what?
He says, everybody knows my past now, like my house was always made of glass. And maybe that's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age. And everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a shit.
But that's what he wants. Everybody wants fame. Everybody, like if you ask the generations now, young generations, like the number one profession is being famous. So, and Justin Bieber is actually insanely talented. So you're talented and you get famous, and then you're like, this sucks. I'm lonely up here with my 265 million. I don't know why he sounds like that, but I mean, yeah, it comes with. It's not all glam and glitz, as they say. Sure, but so is everybody else's life. We all have shit days. You have shit days with $265 million in your bank account, and then people see that and they go, oh, he's lonely and he has $265 million in his bank account. That must mean extra. Then it's really sad. Then who cares? He's Justin Bieber. He's like the Michael Jackson. No, but he's like he
the Julien Dionne thing came off.
Oh shit. Oh, my phone died.
Oh, whoops.
Whoopsie.
Well, you know what? That just happens to be
Here,
the
we'll
end
turn
of the
it
Daily
off.
Dose anyways.
Oh, really?
That's
Okay.
your Daily Dose for today.
Yeah.
Daily dose, get the news from coast to coast. Daily dose, all your news from coast to
All
coast.
the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
I love the fingers.
We'll go for the close, because listen, we're trying to figure out everything here. We're trying to this is our new setup. This is day 1. Tomorrow morning we'll talk about, because this morning we woke up super early, pitch dark outside, let the dog out. Who?
Gross.
Who let the dog out? And he got porcupined. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's just go for a close. Let's keep it nice and compact. And we're figuring out everything. Thanks for all the comments. We love you.
We sure do.
We sure do. We couldn't do this without you. Oh shit! Hold on. We can't see you.
What's
with
wrong?
because you gave me the helicopter thing.
Why? Oh, Gringos.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
I look off camera and just see this. Let's wrap it up. And no, but you're right, because we've got a lot of moving parts here, and we're trying to figure out. But before we do, let me do this. No. There it is. Yes.
Yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen. This episode of the Julien Dionne Show is brought to you by Gringo's Blazing Sauces. That's right. Go to gringosblazingsauces.com for the widest selection. No, a great selection. Not super wide, but a great, just perfect selection.
Yep.
Pretty good selection of some of the best hot sauces, salsas, grilling. You know what I was going to say.
grilling juices or grilling
grilling
jellies.
Yeah,
that's
grilling
it.
juices. Let's juice our gorillas. Juice our gorillas. Grilling sauces, charcuterie jellies, and more. Hot sauces, salsas. GringosBlazingSauces.com. Seriously, this is the best shit ever. Our house at home in the Gatineau Hills is filled with this stuff. Do yourself a favor. Do the hot sauce lover in your life a favor. Go to GringosBlazingSauces.com. Today, Doug Knight, chef by trade, and his wife, Laura, entrepreneurial gems. Both of them are obsessed with finding the perfect balance between heat and flavor, and they nail it every single time. GringosBlazingSauces.com. They ship all over North America. Canadian listeners, if you order over $40, you get free shipping, and also listeners of this program get an additional 5% off by entering promo code JD5 at checkout. That's right, enter promo code JD5. You get yourself 5% off. If you live in Canada and order for over $40, you get free shipping. They ship all over North America. GringosBlazingSauces.com, GringosBlazingSauces.com. Do it today. Yeah. Rusty, it is. We are in a new studio.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean,
it's fun. I like it though. It's good
it's
to change
fun.
things up, isn't it?
It's really fun to. Let me see. Do we have a song in us before we go? I mean, we're sitting here in the middle of the woods, day 4 of 14 of quarantine, thinking to ourselves, well, what else could we do? Where could we go? Well, it's easy if you really think about it. All you have to do is look internally and realize that no matter how hard you have it, no matter how good you have it, just remember that as it appears to the others, that even Justin Bieber's sad, even Justin Bieber can't handle it. He's the bees and he can't believe it. It's hard for everybody, especially if you have 265 million reasons to give up, but you won't because you're the Biebs and you believe in yourself. If you're a grown adult and you use the word believe, you might need to grow up because that's not the real word. The real word is believe with a V. Why are you giving in to this hype? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he's talented, that's why, and he deserves a second chance or a third chance. Your friends will make fun of you for liking him, but let me tell you, he's talented. Nobody gets there by accident, and you know what? If you're watching right now, I just want you to know that Justin, we're here for you. Justin, we want to talk to you. Please drop us a line or watch the podcast, subscribe. Whatever you decide, we're here for you, Justin. I'll come hang out in your mansion any day you want. I'll come tell you whatever it is you want. I'll tell you have big muscles and nice tattoos and great piercings and a great taste in friends. And at the end of the day, you and I will look at each other, and Justin, I'll make you feel like you're finally worth something, and you'll remember back in the day when you started on that street corner and you wanted to be famous, and finally you're here, you are famous, you're rich, richer than rich. Just remember that you wanted this life, you got this life, so why don't you be grateful and shut the fuck up?
Whoa!
You're Justin Bieber.
See?
It's hard for people to get sympathy.
I was right.
Even Jen has sympathy, but regardless, I'll be your friend, I'll be your buddy. Give us a call anytime.
Imagine you just
Facebook
friends
the
with
show.
Justin Bieber. all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
I'll call you Juice, and we'll go on our merry way. We'll figure out things to do and say, and we'll keep each other company. And I'll expect you to pick up the check every time we go for dinner because you're worth $265 million. Justin Bieber. Little baby voice. I don't know. That was the first song in a long time.
Okay, warming up. Rusty, but
Oh, really?
No, it was great. It was
See,
excellent.
this is the thing. Usually I don't see you, and I picture you listening to the song like this.
I did though.
And then I can see you're like this. Rusty.
Okay, now
Okay, you know
I
what?
need to be
Tomorrow,
on- no.
tomorrow
No.
we switch. You sit here, I'll sit on the couch, and you drive the show.
You know what? I always give you tons of credit for what you do.
I know, but what was wrong with that song? I actually felt like
loved it.
or get back into it, and then you're like, it's rusty.
No, I just mean you said for songs back, and oh man, I can't win.
Waste of time. Thank you for watching, everybody. We
Thank
appreciate
you
it. We
so
are
much.
broadcasting to you live from the Atlantic Bubble, from a trailer in the middle of the woods in New Brunswick. We'll be back. We're live every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. That's 8 a.m. Atlantic. Live on YouTube at youtube.com. Search for The Julien Dionne Show channel on facebook.com/The Julien Dionne Show. Available on Twitch, Periscope, Daily Motion, on demand on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, and more. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate you, Jen. I love you.
I love you.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your day. Be safe out there. And as always, watch your head. Thank you,
Wear
Mike
your mask.
Bloom.
Bye.
It's just a waste of time. Wandering eyes and itchy feet. I'm just a thin, nervous shadow walking backwards down the street. The landing is bitter, but the falling is oh so sweet. It's just a waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. The whole world wants a piece of my head, but they all get a piece of my mind instead. I roll over and go back to bed. It's such a beautiful waste of time. A waste of time.